Good afternoon, and time for us to hit the road again, back to the airport. So this trip originally to Spain was booked for June, and we'd booked it with British Airways with their Avios in Club Europe. And originally it was going to be Gatwick to Alicante, which isn't the easiest airport for us to travel from. Gatwick's around 70 miles. It takes about an hour and a quarter, but it includes the Dartford crossing. And anyone that's travelled around the east side of the M25 will know that the moment there's an issue around the Dartford crossing, there's very few alternative routes that you can take. So that, along with the return flight arriving at 1:20 in the morning, just isn't the best when you've got a 2-year-old toddler, but it was sort of cheap using Avios, and that's what we had booked. Then obviously with lockdown back in June, the flights got cancelled and we ended up rebooking with Ryanair. Since then, British Airways has actually moved their Alicante flights to Heathrow, and they are a better time of day. But Heathrow's still around 45 miles for us, and although generally it takes around an hour, you can double that depending on the time of day that you're flying. So today we are actually travelling to Stansted, which is about half an hour's drive from home, and makes it a lot easier when you're just going away for a quick break. So let's get going on the journey, and when we get there we're going to go straight to the meet and greet, which is down in the short stay car park. Very easy to use. You just basically drop the car off, drop the keys in the office, and then you've got a short walk from the short stay car park. So that's what we're doing today. So why have I chosen to fly Ryanair over British Airways? Well, I don't have a problem with British Airways. In fact, I would consider them one of my favourite airlines. Their cabin crew are always excellent in my experience, having flown between 60 and 70 times with them. And in general, I would always book British Airways over another airline. But that's not to say that Ryanair is that bad. I know they get a lot of bad reputation, but to be honest, as long as you understand their charges, make sure you print off boarding passes or get it on your mobile, you know, there shouldn't be any nasty surprises. You know exactly what you're getting with Ryanair. Obviously, British Airways, when you book an economy ticket, you can choose whether you have a basic ticket, which only has hand luggage, and obviously there's a couple more price bands within economy that give you more extras, such as checked luggage, etc. Obviously with Ryanair, the basic fare only gives you just like a rucksack size bag which you can put under the seat in front. And you know, if you're just going to visit family, for instance, I've got some family in Germany, from Stansted to Bremen, I can quite often get to Bremen for £20 return. If I'm only going for one night, all I need is a rucksack. So, you know, in my experience, Ryanair aren't that bad. I've never had any major delays with them, and on the whole, you know, the service that you're getting is similar to any other European carrier like British Airways and Lufthansa. In economy, you have to pay for your drinks and your food, and but that's no different to Ryanair.
for the lumps and bumps to your service today. Not too much we can do about it, unfortunately. It is being reported on our current air traffic control frequency that it's above us and below us, so we can't really climb above it, we can't really descend below it. In the next about 10 to 15 minutes, it's been reported that it smooths out a bit, so unfortunately it's just a case of bearing with it for the next 10 to 15 minutes or so. So apologies for it, and just know that we are keeping ahead of the information based on air traffic control, so thank you.
We're back at Alicante Airport for our flight home, and thought I would wrap up why I chose to fly Ryanair over BA. And obviously, you know, there was the travel arrangements. Getting to Stansted's a lot easier than Heathrow or Gatwick, but the last one was sort of based on price, although there's not that much in it. The original price on Ryanair was about £270, but I'll put the exact figure up here. And then we had a voucher for £40.84 from a previously cancelled flight, so it was around £228. And originally, when I booked it, BA was going to be about £360 if you included the same sort of allocated seating and hand luggage as we get Ryanair. And yeah, so there was quite a lot in it. That was about £90 difference. Since then, since about a week before we came out, I actually looked at the BA prices again, and it was £247, so it was pretty even, but I still think it was worth it just for our short trip to Stansted, rather than having to go down to Gatwick or Heathrow, which is a lot more difficult. So but overall, I was really impressed with the Ryanair flight, and the crew were really good as well. There was a elderly lady in front of us who was obviously quite cold when we boarded the plane, and they went and got her a fleece or something extra to put round her, and said that they would ask the captain to turn the cabin heat up slightly after we'd taken off, which I thought was really nice of them. So yeah, overall, good experience with Ryanair. I'll always choose to fly BA when I can, but on this occasion I was more than happy to fly with Ryanair. Until the next one, goodbye.
All the ladies in the flight must now be restored